Good morning from sunny Nuremberg. Right, we're off on our travels this morning and we're going to the raison d'etre, the reason why we're here, and that's to see the Nazi rally parade grounds. I'll try not to shout that too loudly. In this city of Nuremberg, people get a bit jumpy about that, about the past for some reason. But what we're going to do is about an hour walk from here, so we're not going to be lazy and jump in an Uber today. We're going to take us the slow routes. We're going to have a walk across the city all the way to the parade grounds, and then when we're there we're going to explore the ruins or the museum and see what's there and check it all out. Right, we're leaving the old town there. There's Nuremberg train station on the right hand side, and we're following the map now to the parade grounds, maybe about half, not even halfway, probably about a third of the way. We're going to go down this way past the Park Plaza Hotel and see if we can find the right route. Right, we have a walk probably for about 1 hour. Now this area, this park area near the Ramada Hotel, wasn't there in those days. This is probably the start of the, not exactly the rally grounds, but this kind of area of parkland leading up to the rally grounds, which has all the different areas like the Zeppelin field and the Congress Hall and all of those areas. So this is probably this area here where we can see it sort of turns from Strasse, sort of street, into more of like a park area, and it's opening up a lot more leafy. So we'll carry on, probably maybe another sort of 10-15 minutes down here, and then we might be able to start to come to the real area of the Nazi Party rally grounds of the 1930s. Right, we've reached the first stop, which is the Luitpoldhain. It's got we've got a picture here, like an etching here, showing what would have been there with the rally ground in front, and then this Greek sort of looking structure at the end. So you can see as you look down there, right across here, this whole circle here, area here, would be this whole area here, and all of the rally ground with 200,000 participants in the rally. And you can see the sort of a Greek or Roman style colonnade like right at that end, which is what we're looking out onto there.
Simple as that.
Oh yeah, so they are allowed swastikas in Germany after all, because it's on there. 1933 to 1935. So what is this area for? For this factory. It's like a kind of factory, isn't it? On the occasion of 1906, the Bavarian State Exhibition. The presentation of large machines, so it's industrial complex. So this is pre-Nazi rally ground, this area, the building that was on here. Oh yeah. We should say something about Nuremberg to set the scene. So Nuremberg became what was known as the center of the Holy Roman Empire in medieval times. And the Holy Roman artifacts were kept in Nuremberg, like the crown of the Holy Roman Empire and the sword, etc. And eventually those artifacts got moved to Vienna, and when Hitler came to power in 1933, he kind of cemented Nuremberg as the spiritual home of the Nazi Party, and he brought those artifacts and returned them back to Nuremberg, to be housed in Nuremberg. and that he had a Nazi party rally in this area, in these rally grounds that he built on every year after that, up until the war started. Right, we're trying to find the Zeppelin field right now. Now, the Zeppelin field was the first part of this complex. It existed before the Nazi Party was even formed, and you remember those old airships, the Zeppelins? They used to take off from this area and be housed here. So we'll see if we can find that. Now the Nazis took on the Zeppelin field, and they built all of their buildings around that central area. So they built around 5 or 6 initial buildings around the Zeppelin field to expand their military conquest. We're standing on the area here known as Grossstrasse. Grossstrasse generally means gross street or huge, massive street, and you can see why they called it that. Look at this sign. Wow, that's how it would have looked in 33 or 38 as that photo is. And they would have used that to march the parade from way down there, right up through this fairground. Try to imagine that's not there, and up to the Tiergarten or rally ground just beyond this site there. Now, there's lots more to see, so we're going to go through here. We're going to have a look around where this setup is. As you can see, this Grossstrasse would have run down here into this area and been part of this Marsfield or Mersfield at the other end. What is going on in Nuremberg these days? Found what looks like the Zeppelin field. Now this is the back of it. It's all fenced off, this area, and you can see there the back of the stand of the stadium, and all the old steps there overgrown. It's pretty much how I imagined it would be, sort of a little bit lost in time, like an ancient city, ancient civilization. Now on the other side, somewhere along here, maybe in the middle, is that famous podium where you see Adolf standing out, addressing, and he does his famous speeches addressing the crowd. I don't know where exactly that would be, or even if we can get into this area, or whether it's just completely shut off because it's maybe dangerous and crumbling down, or whether we'll be able to get in around the front and get a better view. What we'll do, we'll walk all down this side, and we'll have a look if we can get through or round to the front. But it's a very interesting structure, a very Germanic sort of 30s style. It's kind of like block, like brutal, it's like block architecture. Very interesting. Right, we'll head down to the end of this walkway. It's actually quite big, this park. It's like a very big, very big area. I thought the whole park would be like abandoned and overgrown, but it's just used as like a modern, very nice modern park. People are enjoying it. Right, let's have a look further down this way. Oh, we can just see in here. Just have a little look through this space going into the middle there. You can see what it looks like. We've got some posts up. They look like American football posts in the middle of a field there. I don't know if you can see. It's one of the ways in. It looks like completely all the stands all around, completely overgrown with sort of greenery. You can see on the other side. Well, we've actually found it. We can see it over there. The podium, the famous spot where Adolf Hitler gave his incredible speeches to the Zeppelin field, 1934. on the famous film by Leni Riefenstahl, The Triumph of the Will. Look at that, you got all the tourists up there, enjoying the view. Time for reflection on the Zeppelin field of old Nazi Germany. Shall we have a little attempt to get through there onto the bit closer to the podium of Adolf Hitler's famous Zeppelin Stadium of the Zeppelin field. Steintribüne, whatever that means. Now I think we can, people have clearly got over there, that area, so it looks as though we can just get through this gate. Probably not going to be able to break in and stand up there to get that $1 million shot, don't know. But who knows, maybe we could. Shall we look around this way? Maybe to get a bit closer. So you can see here that they're definitely repairing it, because they've got all the stones laid out here, look, and stone at the back that they've taken down. And they've got a crane at the back. Definitely some repair work going on to that. But what a great view. You can see the edge of the Zeppelin field now, right round. It's overgrown right round the edge. So that's the current state, not accessible area, current state, there, and then eventually it's going to be so you can get in this side area through there, and also you'll have access through the back, it looks like, of a grandstand. So yeah, that'll be good. Progress is its middle name, just like Mayor Goldie Wilson. Right, shall we go and find the hall? How the Zeppelin field looked in its first inception in 1909. Look at that. They're coming down. Landing of the airships in 1909. And there's the field, the original field, the Zeppelin field. So that's how the grandstand looked back in the 30s. It had the middle section that's still there, and these side Romanesque pillars that's now been taken down or pulled down. This is the site of the old Congress Hall, which looks like partially built. It's also damaged in the war. It looks like a bit like Roman Colosseum, like you can see on that side. And the museum part is in that section there where they've got the overhang sticking out, that modern bit. So we'll have a walk around there and see if we can get in the museum and see what's going on. Looks like we found the front of the museum. If we can find the entrance. Oh, the steps are closed off there. We can find the entrance, get inside and have a little look. Might need to find tickets.
Walk through the fire, numb to the pain. Flame take me higher, bring down the rain. Drive and desire, calling my name, calling my name. Glory's the aim. Walk through the fire, numb to the pain. The fire. Flame, take me higher. Bring down the rain. Drive and desire.
We've just had a little look inside there. There's a bit of a museum in there. I say a bit of a museum because it's not huge, just in that machine hall. And it's mostly quotes and photographs and pictures. They have one of the searchlights, the original searchlights that would have lit the Zeppelin field or the party rally ground that Albert Speer orchestrated, the ring of searchlights pointing upwards to give the dramatic effect. So I had an original one of those in there, so that was good to see. But it was quite a small exhibition, I would say, quite apologetic really in its style. It could have been a lot more. Could be a lot more artifacts or things from the time would have been good to see. It was a lot of really just things to read, which is okay. What we're going to do, we're going to walk down here and see if we can get an actual view inside the structure of the Congress Hall, the wide area. I think there is a viewing platform somewhere down this side, so we'll have a little walk over, see if we can find it. Wow. This is some space, right? It's insane. It's phenomenal, that. It is like a Roman Colosseum in style. Right, so that was the famous Congress Hall, which was built in the 30s, around the same time as all the structures around the Zeppelin fields and the Nazi Party rallies. Now that Congress Hall, as you can see, it's still incomplete. It didn't get finished, and its construction was halted by the start of the war, and it's always been in a state of partially being built. So I think what they're going to do is, it looks as though they're sort of restoring it now, kind of finishing it off, and there's going to be another museum within that. So something to think about coming back for, to see an update on that one day and see how that progresses. But yeah, the size and the scale of that building is phenomenal. It's just outstanding, and you can see it even here as we're walking away. You can just see it on the corner there. Look, we've got the cranes over it still working on it. Just incredible, the scale of it. It does really looks like amphitheatre. Right, so we've been walking the streets of Nuremberg now for about 2 hours since the rally grounds. We've stopped for a little tiny croissant and a bottle of hydration, which we've now had. And I think we've pretty much found the building now. Hopefully it's open, because it's quite late on a Sunday now. It's getting to like, what, 4 o'clock or something like that on a Sunday. So I hope it's still going to be open. We still have time to look around. And what we've come to is the building where the Nuremberg Trials were held. And there's a museum in there, and you can actually go into the courtroom and you can see the room where the trials were held. So following on from the rally ground, this is what happened at the end of the war in 1945, when Hitler was defeated and the Nazis were captured. Not Hitler himself though, of course, but some of the leading Nazis were captured, and they were held to trial here at the court in Nuremberg. So I think it's just at the end of this street. Now this street that we're going to cross onto now is called Baronschanstrasse. Now I hope I've done that justice. Baronschanstrasse. And we're going to have a little walk down here, and hopefully that building at the end there, which I think will be the courthouse, and we'll see if we're able to get inside and have a look. Well, it looks like we found it. This is definitely the building. And we'll see if we can get inside. If there's any time to get round, have a look at the courthouse and the museum.
Zunächst sind sich die Regierenden dennoch uneins, wie mit Kriegsverbrechen umgegangen werden soll. Die Idee eines fairen Prozesses setzt sich jedoch gegen Verletzung.
Well, if you've got to this point in the video, well done and thank you very much. That was the end of the Nuremberg court viewing and trials. So yeah, we had a good look around there, checked it out, and absorbed a bit of that Nuremberg history. So I think today we've got the full range today. We started off with at the beginning, before the war in the 1930s, and saw how the Nazi Party built their little empire and their state around Nuremberg and built up to the rally grounds and having a rally each year. And in 1934, Leni Riefenstahl's Triumph of the Will. And then we've ended today at the Nuremberg Trials, which were held in 1946, and we've seen how it all comes to an end, very, very sadly, which is just what's happened to this vlog and this video. It's all come to an end, at the end of another exciting day in Nuremberg.